Okay, looks like I am live. Let me do any brightening. Temperature has just dropped to several degrees. The wind has picked up. We're 1:41 p.m. Central Time. As if you didn't know if you're here. I figured this would be the best way to get footage of this. I've been doing some little uploads and stuff, but this doesn't let me. Oh, it does. That is awesome. So there's lots of bugs. There's birds roosting in trees. The temperature's dropping. The wind is rising. Thankfully, the sky is clear, but there's been some seeding been done. There's going to be kind of a V-shaped boat wake of weather that follows the track of this eclipse umbra. Let's see if we can't get a decent look here. My outdoor solar observatory. I mean, we're definitely missing a bit, but that's different. Hey, somebody's here with a like. Thanks. If you want to say hi in the chat, I'll be able to see it in just a moment. Wow, yeah. Let's see if we got. All right. Where I put my coffee. There we go. Yeah, it's much darker, much cooler. These birds are all just like, wait, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's at least 50% covered. I just got a little side glance. So I don't think this little glare circle is quite accurate. I mean, it looks like it, but I mean, visually, that's not what I saw. But if you are seeing that, it's an inverted image as well. The crescent would be at the top and the shadow at the bottom. All right, I hope we're coming in loud and clear. It occurs to me that might be Shatner's hairpiece that showed up. Hi. Thank you for your awesome music. And there's butterflies. And a while ago, the neighbor's dogs were barking. We might get a howling. And I got footage uploaded of a bald eagle flying around too from earlier. It was much brighter then. This is almost amber colored light compared to the regular sunlight. That's seriously like that's the surreality of it is the color tones of light like this should be coming from hard that direction at all times for everything, and it's getting that color light on the wrong side of the trees. Like in a video game, if you move the light source and change the color inappropriately. Listen to them singing. You can see we got fun clouds in the north. It was completely clear, but as you can see, they are flying too. So you got somebody, wait, is that the one that's chasing the eclipse, I wonder? Guys, I don't know if you can see this. Oh, that zooms, holy crap. Okay, here. There's a jet right there. That might be that tourist jet that follows the eclipse. They're gonna get the maximum amount of, I don't know, they're going the wrong way. Should be flying a little more from the south. I don't know. I guess that's the northwest. They're getting a view though. I tell you what. No. Says we got two viewing. Oh. Bald eagle. I can't see him. There he is. You can see the white tail. He's like, yo, what is this? What is this? You recall the last time we had an eclipse visible in North America, Trump was president, everybody gave him shit about looking straight up at it. Neighbors' chickens are freaking out now. Certainly the glare that the sun makes now has a bit of a polarized look to it as well. Look at this. I can't adjust brightness on this YouTube camera app thing for the live, so this is what it's doing. By holding this up to the sun, I'm able to look in that direction without looking directly at it. But definitely there's polarization on all the light coming off the side of the funny thing is the sun has been extremely, extremely calm these last several days. There has been nothing outside of a B flare baseline and just basically no flares for like 2 days now. So it would be interesting to see if there was a flare. We wouldn't really see anything visibly unless there was a coronal mass ejection, but you can kind of in that glare. Notice I'm turning the camera. Oop. And it's that middle line of the light seems to be coming as an artifact through the camera, but some of this I think would be able to, if there is coronal mass movement, we might see some of it or a shape of the corona because that's kind of visible around the center. Zoom more. Nope. Oh, yes, I can. We're bringing it all the way in, guys. Use my hand to kind of off that. Try and block it just a little bit. Get the camera to reveal what's behind it. And I believe we may have just completed our best totality here because I'm kind of getting slight brightness increase. It's yellower and less sunset red or whatever the less light it's doing is. 151, yeah. I think this is the maximum coverage I'm going to be able to see from my location. Sorry for the bumpiness. There we go. Definitely like hopping into a cool pool after being in the hot sun, temperature wise. It's chilly in the shade. There's another jet. Yeah, I overslept my alarm by a couple hours. I woke up at noon and was like, crap. Then I had real questioning if life isn't all a dream and it's all just a simulation. Because as I was still, like, I got up. I don't want to say I moved fast, but I got up to get coffee going and get a cigarette, whatever, like fairly quickly after realizing what time it was. And I'm trying to look up the timing of it on Chrome, and or I guess it was DuckDuckGo, but on my tablet, and both the phone and the tablet. It's the damnedest thing. This has happened a few times when I've got the sleep paralysis hormone still coursing in my veins from being asleep, like the thing that makes you not act out your dreams when you're asleep. I still had that going. Like my hands were sluggish and kind of half numb, and like it was really hard to get anything to work. But also, it was like the touchscreen was not able to recognize my touches and actions while it was like that, because it wasn't until that left my fingers that I was able to get the tablet to work. I thought that was kind of odd because that only happens when you're dreaming, and I have definitely just woken up. Let's go check the observatory. I don't know. I could have been wrong. Maybe it is still getting darker, but it seemed brighter. Maybe my eyes were messing with me because of having the sunlight going into it. That's barely working. Oh, birds. Oh, I can see it. Yeah, it's moved past, I think. I think where I'm at, it said I could be anywhere from like on the verge between 80 and 90 or something, but what I saw there was at best 50%. So I don't know, maybe my eyes are messing with me. Some of the birds that were up in the tree figured out that this ain't quite right. They're no longer roosting. Yeah, it's getting a little brighter. We've passed the point of totality, but it's still a good 30% coverage. It would be the this side right here, about to where the tip of the cigarette is. That's where the moon shadow is right now from the after image that I just got. As you can see, negligible flare activity. Ooh, that did pop up into the sea. So after the shadow passes, the temperature will continue to drop. They forecast certain temperatures today and did not take into account the path of the shadow of the moon cast by the sun. So basically, there's going to be a streak, like someone shot a laser, that causes colder temperatures to slowly move across in the wake of where this shadow moved, and then it will increase in temperature. And as it does so, the other air pressure changes going on in the areas will then be affected. And there will be clouds and probably some weather patterns, following kind of a rippling direction outward from where the path of the totality was. These light green plants, by the way, are wild honeysuckles that are not native. They're kind of invasive, but they do perform a nice early privacy fence cover purpose. They are some of the first to take leaves in the spring, and they are the very last to lose their leaves or even change color in the fall. They'll go all the way till November. Yeah, it's getting brighter. As the light changes, the wind changes as well. This is what I was kind of saying about like temperature drop, pressure changes. There's literally a wake as if a boat had passed by. Although the sky is perfectly clear, there is definitely almost a haze around the sun. But yeah, the light's getting stronger now. Temperature should rise here shortly. Clouds to the north have an almost pink tinge to them. There we go. I mean, for context, this is what I'm doing to try and get that shot. Oh my gosh. Dip into the 40s, lower 50s there. And it was, I think, in almost the 60s. Definitely getting brighter. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, where I was able to just see there was... Oh, yeah. Definitely less than 30% now. And the way it's moved is kind of almost a rotation around a point that the north never was or the top of it, I should say, was never touched by the shadow, and where the shadow moved was actually almost kind of a curve around the center. So the places where it was total, it was just barely total. It was the fact that it's so close. The moon is a super moon right now too. Well, it would be. It's a super new moon, technically. Definitely getting brighter. Oh, hello, Anne. You're welcome. Just saw your chat. Try this again. Get a. Hold on it. There we go. Trying to do this through my phone as a viewfinder to be able to get the shot. I'd say that right there's about accurate of what's actually out of the sun on the opposite side right now. From what I saw in the after image of the glare. So if you take that image and you mirror it so that this side is where the little bit is out, it's about where my finger is out of that. Because it looks like it's doing this, but it's actually here. But so if you see like that much out of it, just on the opposite side, so you'd be seeing it like this. But the actual direction facing toward the sun is like this, which is refracted. My first name is Rob. So, yeah, it's definitely less of a dingy tinge to the light, definitely more yellow. And now the birds are like, oh, the sun's coming back out. It's time to wake up and sing at it. Oh, yeah, definitely brighter. It's this kind of movement across the sun, changing the lighting on the ground here is like, it's a faster motion than the like sun moving at the horizon. So the amount of change of light is even faster than that. So it's definitely, I'll just hold it on the same spot here and you'll watch it gradually get brighter. Yeah, that's morning bird song now. It's definitely getting lighter. It's just side of the house washout. If you look at the white colors, what my eyes are doing is every so often, as this is a slow gradual curve of increase of light, it's not doing so in steps. And so like I don't think the camera really notices it. It'll just display it getting slowly brighter, but my eyes like will like rectify the adjustment. Like it's gotten slightly brighter, and I'll have like that little when your pupils contract, and it's almost like a stepping of brightness to darkness or whatever. That they're doing that periodically because the light is getting brighter, but it's doing so at a rate slower than I don't know. I guess that must just be how the human eye works. Where are you at, Anne, if I may ask? Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot brighter now than it was. Still dimmer. The coloring coming off of my silver car to my eyes is not that color, that's for sure. It's almost got a purple tinge to it. Tennessee, well, I think from what I recall, the western half of your state's in totality, and the eastern half is about where I'm at distance wise. And so you probably had something similar. Yeah, so I don't think that crescent artifact on the camera is accurate to the coverage at all here. Yeah, it's definitely brightening. Like a temperature's coming up a little bit too. It's like you feel this again. That was kind of what it was. It was like being in the shade. Like it's the same temperature ambiently, but you're in the shade, and so it feels cooler. And that's what it is. I can actually feel the warmth of the sun now. Well, I've been to Nashville. What third is that in? Is that the center? Or would that be on the line between the left third and the center? Yeah, the birds are like, well, good morning, everyone. Singing their songs. Nashville is middle. That's kind of what I thought. I had a friend that used to live there. Him and his parents both were in the Christian music booking business. And I'd come down and visit him, and we'd go to shows and stuff too. Went down there to meet with him to go to Louisville, Kentucky to see the Police at Churchill Downs. That was pretty cool. But so yeah, I've been through there. I love those the I don't know if they're leaves or flowers, the bright purple along the highways closer to Huntsville. Oh, I see. Yeah, so you're in the southeast corner of that third. Oh, let me think. It was the first year of the police like reunion tour. Like they hadn't been together at all since they broke up, and then they did like the 30th anniversary of Roxanne. So I'm trying to think, was that 2007 or 2008 maybe? I think it was probably the last time I was down there. Actually, on let's see what's visible. My friend's brother had a guy that had owed him some tattoos or something. He says you can get some ink if you want, and so I ended up getting that. Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while. Other than brief trips to where I'm at in Iowa, I'm right on the river next to Illinois. Other than brief trips to Illinois, I haven't really left the state since 2019 anyway. Yeah, it's gorgeous down there. The weather's always nice. People are generally pretty friendly. I mean, everyone's got their own version of like, I don't know what they call it in the South, in the Midwest. There's just Midwest nice and all that, but oh, it's pretty nice out here at night too. Very flat, big sky, lots of stars, especially like when you're farther out from town. So there's a good view. So yeah, here it's just about back to normal. Yeah, I hear that. Very expensive down there. It's fairly cheap around here. Cost of living's a lot less. You can in the town I'm living near and working in, it's like 35-40,000. It's a city, not a village, and I think it's still like you can get like a 1 bedroom like single person occupant apartment for like 550 or 600 a month. But then there's the utilities, and the utilities are definitely up. So I consider myself blessed living out where I do. All I really have to come up with is property tax. Yeah, where I'm pointing the camera here, you would be able to see a little bit of city glow. The phone camera never ever picks it up, but we've got a suspension bridge that's got a couple of huge spotlights on it that when there's a cloud, some kind of a cloud cover, you can kind of see these like 2 white lights coming from that bridge. And there's like a car dealership that's got a bunch of spotlights you can always see. So let me get one more look on the. Let's see if we can do it a little better here. So yeah, there's a tiny little bit still. This part takes a while longer for it to leave partiality, but so we're still, at least where I'm at, I'm still technically in the penumbra, but not for long. But yeah, the shadows are less pronounced. It's now just dark sides, blades of grass or whatever. But There's almost nothing to it. I am in Iowa. I'm right on the border with the western part of Illinois, kind of in the tri-state between Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri. So like Nashville was like I think a 8.5, 9-hour drive at the time. Yeah, I live near Burlington, Iowa. So yeah, it would be possible to take some of this, the previous part where I kind of was holding the camera around here for a while. You could put that into double speed, and you should be able to noticeably see the light changing. Oh yeah, my concern was that it was going to be stormy. Last time it ended up being clear. The previous eclipse several years back, but yeah, they'd said that we were supposed to be clear here, but you can see there are clouds to the north, kind of on the horizon, and there was a little bit more earlier, and the forecast was that the upper 2/3 of Iowa was going to be completely overcast, and then a little bit of the southwest of the state was going to be, so there was just a streak that included where I'm at that was going to be completely clear. Yeah, that happens. People don't know when they don't live around here. Illinois is garbage. Iowa is God's country. That's how you tell the difference. We're a little more sensible here. Illinois has legal weed, and after that, all the other laws and rules are stupid. Oh yeah, we're just about back to regular brightness. Car's not looking as pinky purple. But yeah, there's a lot of overcast in the Midwest that a lot of places weren't going to get to see it. I think most of the totality path through the Mississippi Valley was going to be visible. But it's interesting that you got storms where you're at, because that actually will probably intensify after the passing of it. The change of the light causes a temperature change, and if there's any air pressure or weather systems already happening, it just kind of injects some cool air into it. That may dampen it. It may cause it to condense even more rain. So yeah, I think we're about to max brightness again. And it's just a chorus of birds singing, "What in the hell?" Oh, I can feel the warmth. Yeah, just like, you don't notice it, but there's usually always some kind of a dapple or something going on, but it always becomes so much more pronounced. Because I think it was dark enough that a lot of this stuff wasn't even really noticeable amongst the other darkening. It was just all kind of dim. Kind of see some grass shadow, but not really. I think that's about done. Yeah, there's a county conservation park like 10 miles to the north here that has an observatory that my dad helped build, like a real like large building with a dome and a big pedestal telescope and everything. And they got a couple of observatory units out there, and they were having some kind of an eclipse watch party as well. I just figured I got my own spot with a good view right here, so why bother going places where there's people? I just seen, I feel like there's still a little smidge. Not quite there yet. Like 1 or 2% coverage still from where I'm at. So wherever the path of totality is, they're probably still at like 7% coverage. Enough to still be much dimmer. Oh. Yeah, see, stuff like this. I believe that there was a bit of cloud seeding going on too. There was a little streaky cloud that was right here hours ago that you could, it was like just a chunk of cloud that was there, not even a contra, it was a chunk of cloud. And then it started kind of having a little swishy fall off that is typical of when they use like the silver iodide, and you can see there's like crisscross patterns. So basically, the intent would be to create rainfall along the track surrounding where the totality went. But you can see that where the sun is and that is, and the direction that it moved from the southwest, which is that way, moving slightly northward. That this is what I was saying about the weather patterns, and I believe that there's been atmospheric seeding so that there will be precipitation. But it's made up of ripples. I don't know how much that's going to be visible. It's really hard to see in my viewfinder. There we go. Thanks. Might be the cigarette. Heat sources and proximity to the antenna for the phone is kind of a thing. But yeah, I watch the national like weather radar, cloud images, and whatever else. You'll see that this. I mean, to be clear, this effect would happen no matter what with an eclipse. This would happen no matter what. But for them to try and make it so it's going to rain more or direct where that moisture goes, some of it I think they're just doing it to try and prevent drought. But on the other end of it, like you start mucking around with that kind of a system that you don't fully understand or that affects, every part of every other system in, the whole planet. It's a closed unit that way, that you may reach a point where if you were to stop messing with it, it would stop happening. And then you'd be like, well, crap, now we got to make the weather happen all the time. But somebody cruising the roads. But yeah, so there's definitely, now that it's passed, there's going to be a temperature wave moving outward from that track in both directions, northwest and southeast away from the totality track. And then that will do whatever it ends up doing. But yeah, you can see there's striations moving from the south to the north, the direction of where the cloud was that they had the seeding. And then that dissipated, and then there was a light bit of cloud, and then it vanished, and now it's doing this. But yeah, definitely that's a physical effect of the movement of the shadow of the moon on the surface, changing temperatures and causing condensation in the shape of just a spreading wave away from the track. It did this last time too. Yes, I think it's very dangerous. You can totally ruin the system. It's a butterfly effect, and then instead of a butterfly flapping its wings, you're like, well, let's see what this giant propeller does. You can completely wreck all balance. Yeah, I think that's about done. Less than 1% coverage. There's just a seemed to my eye on the after image of, like, I'm moving my hands in front of my eyes like John Cena, you can't see me, and I'm squinting at the side, and I'm just catching little after images of the shape of it without getting a good hard look. And what I'm getting out of that is that there's still a just eensy tiny little bit. And I think it's pretty well done. And you hear all the bird song. They're noticing. Yeah, California, wasn't it? Or I don't know where else. I know the whole West Coast had a whole ton of rain, where the last several years, of course, it was all drought, and it's like now, yeah, washouts and yeah, just feathery crisscross patterns to it all. Never did see contrails from the sounding rockets or whatever they were talking about. Never saw any of that. Yeah, everything's come awake now. We're back up at it. These freaking birds are so confused. So confused. It didn't even actually get dark. Oh my gosh. Freaking wasp just landed on me, said, "What's up, bro?" and left. All right, we'll give one final look at the ancient one. Where did I put the ring? Oh, snap. I guess we'll have to use the hole punch. Yeah. Little eensy tiny bit still. Yes, you have a good day as well. I think I'm just going to cut this off at the hour mark because I think by that time we'll be 100% brightness. Thank you for joining me. Have a lovely day. Oh, there it is. Let's see if we can get good. Yeah, just a little tiny bit. Let's see if this works better. I'll go on the side. Yeah. Resumption of jet traffic. It was so quiet for a minute there. Highway traffic has resumed. Nobody was driving during that time. Everybody stopped to watch the eclipse. That's hilarious. Perfect moment. Dead stillness. The sun goes black. All right, well, this has been Eclipse Viewing with the Kiosk. Thank you for joining me live. Thank you to anyone who watches this after the fact. Hope you enjoy it. Shout out to Shatner's Hairpiece for the excellent jams right before I started this video. I didn't want to be stream sniping him, and his premiere ended anyway, but good stuff. Check him out. I'll check that space weather again real quick just to see if there was anything of interest during the time. Nope, not really. Just a little tiny micro. All right. Well, this concludes the live stream.